Good evening and welcome back to our Energy Performance Certificate Insights from EPCrate. In this report, we're focusing on one of the most important areas of a property when it comes to energy efficiency, the walls. Why do so many UK homes end up being listed as not insulated on their EPCs? The answer lies in the assumptions built into the system. Let's look into the details. Walls are responsible for up to 35 to 40% of heat loss in the average home. That's why EPCs look closely at how walls are constructed and whether insulation is present. But here's the challenge. Insulation is often hidden within the walls, and assessors cannot see it directly. Because of this, EPC software relies on assumptions, and those assumptions are directly connected to the age of the property. Here's the breakdown. Solid walls and cavity walls built before 1976 are automatically assumed to have no insulation, unless the assessor is shown clear documentary evidence. For properties built between 1976 and 1983, things are less straightforward. Some walls may have been insulated, but proof is usually required before the EPC can record it. And for homes built after 1983, the rules change. By then, building regulations required insulation in new homes. That means cavity walls constructed from 1983 onwards are assumed to be insulated as standard. This explains why the majority of older properties, especially those built before the 1980s, often end up with EPC ratings that list their walls as uninsulated, whether that's truly the case or not. Why this matters? The impact on an EPC rating can be significant. A home that is marked as having uninsulated walls will show higher estimated running costs and often end up with a lower EPC band. Even when a homeowner knows insulation is present, without certificates or guarantees, the EPC still has to record the walls as not insulated. In other words, if you can't prove it, the system can't assume it. However, external wall insulation is visible, and the insulation thickness can be measured and recorded with photographic evidence. So what's the takeaway? The assumptions around wall insulation are based entirely on property age bands, and they can make or break your EPC score. If you've had insulation work done, keep hold of the paperwork and present it to your assessor. That's the latest on how EPCs assess walls and insulation. In our next report, we'll move on to roofs, windows, floors, and see how assumptions work there. Thanks for watching. If you have any further information, contact us through email or phone. Please find the details on the description.